See, it's lagging. All right, now that I know that y'all can hear me, I am going to officially make this a proper introduction and just kick off to make people more comfortable with interacting with my show or series. Or it could turn into something else. It could turn into a singles only podcast. Who knows? Who knows? Right now, I'm just having fun and doing what I want to do. Okay, so singles, I guess we always get asked, or people really think that single people are lonely. They think that we can't find a man or woman. They never say, "Oh, we're comfortable with being single." People find that it's weird. That was my fault. People find it that it's weird that single people like to be alone or can function being alone or is comfortable with being alone. I have been told one time that it's weird that I like to do things alone, like go out to eat, go to movies, go on trips. I think we already had a discussion about that, with heated discussions about how me as a single person feels, So I get this question asked all the time, why are you single? There is a lot of reasons why I am single, and the number one reason is because I just choose the wrong people to become involved with. Let me just put it that way, because at this point, the relationships that I have been in have been involvements, and I'm not blaming every last one of them because we as women, we really do not take accountability with some of the stuff that we do in relationships as well. And it took me a long time to really, what's the word I'm looking for? See that maybe sometimes I was the problem. It took me a long time to admit that and to take accountability for that. So, yeah, we as women, we do cause some of the riffraff in our relationships. I have been learning about men over my time of being single. So I really have learned a lot, I think, about men and what they like and everything. And the number one thing men like is for us to shut the hell up. That's it. Sometimes they really don't want to hear well, I'm not going to say complaints. If you have a good mate, of course you want them to listen to your problems if something is bothering you or something like that. So I can't say that, but y'all know what I'm talking about, like nagging and things like that. I still don't know the true definition of nagging. So if you're a man, what is the true definition of nagging? When your lady comes to you and you feel like what she's saying to you is nagging, what is that? So, but anyway, we as women, we don't take accountability for our part in failed relationships, marriages, and things like that. It took me a long time to see my faults and really reflect and look back and say, well, damn, I could have did this a little bit different and it would have been this way. But that's neither here nor there. I have been single for a while, and I took that time to really find myself and find out what Lacey likes and all of those types of things. I do like being alone. I think it's good for everyone to take some kind of trip alone, go out to eat, take yourself out on a date or something, go to the movies. That's needed. I mean, to tell somebody they're weird for liking that, I think it's weird that a person have to have someone with them at all times. I feel like that's weird. It's like you have to be around someone or under someone. That's weird to me. I mean, I don't see there's nothing wrong with wanting to do those types of things alone. I don't think so. That's neither here nor there either. But like I said, some women, some of us don't take accountability for some of the problems that we cause in our relationships, and it just go from there. So that's a question that I want to know from the men. You know, let me go back. See, I'm making all kind of mistakes. That's why we had to do this test run first to see how this will go, because I don't want to, cause any problems with my equipment. But men, one of the questions I want to know, um, what is the definition of nagging? What is it? I mean, I don't think, I mean, if I think if your mate have a valid reason to talk to you, I'm gonna call it, I don't think you should call it nagging. So that's one of the questions that I want to know from you men. And I can't see the comments. If y'all are putting comments, I doubt it because some of y'all are, scared to interact. So let's see. But yeah, that's a question that I have for the men. What is nagging? So back to why I'm single. That I didn't take accountability for some of my actions. That's one thing. Not saying that I was the whole fault, because, and I'm not coming on here down to any of the people that been with. Let me say that first. I don't want to disrespect them or say anything. I'm just speaking my truth and what I've been through, and why one of the reasons why I am single to this day. One thing out of the relationships that I've had, they have taught me to love myself and set standards, and do not back down from your standards. My standards are not even really that high. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't have high standards. As long as you treat me like you want me to treat you, and you're respectful, I'm not going to say I have a standard. It's just a certain, let's see, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm just not going to tolerate BS. Let me just put it that way. Some of the BS I will not tolerate. Of course, no one wants to be disrespected. No one wants to be, treated like they're nothing. A lot of people think money is showing that a person loves you. I don't think so. You can easily buy someone a gift, and some women like stuff like that. I just want someone to genuinely love and care about me. Let's just say that. And I hate that I'm gonna be vulnerable for a minute too, because that's part of me learning myself too. Not being afraid to speak my truth, not being afraid to say what I want, and not being afraid to say, what makes me happy, what makes me sad, mad. So I can do that now. Am I ready for a relationship now? I would say mentally I am, because I have grown a lot, but I have become so comfortable and content with what I have going on now. I really don't think I would ever be in a, let's see, in a relationship, like a serious relationship. Let me just put it that way. I don't think I would ever do that again. It could be because I'm afraid, but my peace is so like up here that I don't want anyone to come in and destroy that. Or, some would say that I'm afraid to love again. I would say that too. I mean, it's hard loving someone and just putting your whole self there, and then to be slapped in the face. So no. So but I have grown content with how I am now. I mean, I'm free to do whatever I want, and I love that. You know, I love my peace, and I just don't want it destroyed. And then looking at some of the men out here today, and I'm not gonna bash men. I'm just speaking, what it is to me. I'm not bashing men, but from the things that I see, you know, A lot of people say that single people are not happy. Well, some people that are together are not happy either because it shows. They don't say it physically. They're on Facebook taking pictures, smiling, excuse me, smiling, hugging, looking like it's, happy go lucky. And I'm not, down in anybody's relationship either. But we all know the truth. Some people get on social media and act as if they are in this good relationship, but some of them are not happy. So that's how I feel about that situation. But all single people are not lonely. We're some of the happiest people. Well, I must speak for myself. I don't know about some single people, because some single people, they really want to be with someone so bad that they would just choose to be with anybody. I mean, you would just choose to be with anybody just to feel like you are happy or feel like you are loved. I mean, you don't have to do that. If it doesn't make you happy, don't stay in it. If it disturbs your peace, why put up with it? That's all I'm saying. So these are some of the things, reasons as why I wanted to start like a show for or dating for single people. You know, maybe have like a little single people meet or a podcast or something like that, because we're not lonely. So yeah, I still want to know that answer to that question about the nagging. Let's see. And single people, you can chime in. You can chime in. Give me some of your thoughts and insights on being single and enjoying your life or looking for love or what have you. I see none of y'all watching. I mean, y'all don't have, say hey or something. I mean, you're on here, just say, hey, how you doing? Get off it. Just say something. I mean, you're watching, just come on and say something. Don't be afraid. Yes, I got my red cup. Y'all be so rude when y'all come on people's stuff and don't even say hey. Throw up a sign or something. Just let me know that you are here. Are you liking what I'm saying? You don't agree? Come on in. I know it's late too. It is kind of late. And I was not planning on doing this tonight. I wanted to check the equipment out. So, and it's hot in here. And I've been working out there in that yard all day, scared, looking for that mole or whatever it was. I need to wash my hair. So the 8 people that are watching, y'all don't have anything to say about anything, or you just watching? Say hey or something. Say hey or something so I can know who's watching. That would be so nice. Oh, speaking of the show, I do have four or five ladies that are interested in doing the blind date thing. I think I have one gentleman, but I'm not so sure about him. So we need at least 2 or 3 men. Again, the rules to the game is you can be fully anonymous if you want to. I know a lot of people don't like to put their business out there like that. You can be anonymous. We can change your voice. You don't have to get up on the camera. If you may find the person that you're looking for. So we need a few men to participate. I am planning on launching this June. I think I said June the 18th. Hopefully, we'll be ready to go by June the 18th. I know for sure I have 3 ladies, that's for sure, that sent me their information. So, and there's some nice ladies, gentlemen. There's some nice ladies. And I know some people don't like to date around their area, which, you know, I understand, but I don't understand. There's somebody for everybody. I would rather know someone, from my hometown to date than to someone far off from somewhere else. So, but I do need a few more gentlemen that are not afraid, that is not afraid to participate. I promise you, I won't tell who it is. I wouldn't disrespect you like that. You can remain fully anonymous, or I can't remember where the gentleman was from. I can possibly let you talk 101 if the person allows that. One of the ladies, if you don't want to put yourself out there like that, which I would like that, but you don't have to. So you can remain fully anonymous as long as you're 25 and older. You do have to fill out a form or a waiver or some sort. Let me put it that way. So don't be afraid, men. I know it's a lot of women um, compared to the amount of men. And some of you gentlemen, like I said, you like to remain anonymous. I'm not going to, just like some women, women and men do their thing alike. Somebody box. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Thank you, Trevor. See, I can't, the comments on this side is lagging, so I can't see. Sorry. There's no other way but to be honest and just be. It took me a long time to learn how to accept who I am, Trevor. Um, and it feels good just being yourself and not having to, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, put on this mask to get approval from anyone. I love being myself. I love myself. So that has those relationships that I've been in through the years. I was in my growing stage. I was a teenager, a baby when I got married the first time. I've been married twice. Um, I have nothing bad to say about either one of them. I'm just telling y'all because you know how people take stuff and run with it. I'm not here to bash anyone or do any of that. I'm just able to speak my truth. Um, I have forgiven those things that were done. I'm sure though the things that I've done to those people, they have forgiven me. So I'm not saying that I'm a saint because I have done some shit too. You learn from it. So there's no other way but to be honest. I mean, what other way is it? Candace, I'm reading yours. Okay, Candace says, hey, I'm single because most men don't know how to treat women and need to be healed from something. We all have issues, but work on those issues rather than dating and hurting people who have good intentions. Right. I think too, and men, correct me if I'm wrong, but some men, well, I'm gonna say men and women, because some women don't know how to heal from a bad relationship either. I used to be that way. I used to be in a relationship and then jump in another relationship, unhealed from what I've been through with that one. So all of that hurt and pain and anger and messiness was carried over to that next relationship. And a lot of people don't understand that when you take that stuff from a previous relationship and move it on to another relationship, then you are causing some of the problems in that relationship that you're trying to have, and you're not healed. and that man is not healed either. Men, and I'm just going by some of the men that I've seen and some men that I know that jump into another relationship, and it's like fast. It never works out for you. It never do, because some men and women, they are not ready for that. Just heal first. You really need to heal, find yourself, love yourself first. You cannot possibly love someone else if you don't love your damn self. That's how it took me years to learn that. It really took me years. You learn to love yourself, nothing no one can say or do, and it just feels so good. I mean, things that normally make me mad about men, I question, I try to understand, why does this person feel this way, if that makes sense. So yeah, men don't know how, women too. I'm not gonna just bark on the men, because some women are like that too. They don't know how to love a good man. But most of the time, the way the society is more men, from what we see. That's what we're shown, that men do not know how to really properly love a woman and heal from a relationship that they were previously in. So you are exactly right about that. I think, though, the main thing that can really help relationships is communication. Men and women communicate differently. I mean, we just do. Men don't understand us sometimes. Sometimes we communicate with the wrong thing. If you give a man, like, men, they will take it. I, I'm not gonna harp on men tonight, but healing, loving yourself first, and healing from those bad relationships that you were in, you cannot possibly move on from that and then think that you're going to have a successful relationship with someone else. So you really need to take that time and heal. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You really have to take that time and heal. So you're absolutely right, Candace. Like somebody. I'm trying to read these comments because I cannot see them on my screen. I'm gonna pause it for a minute. Okay, Trevor, I'm reading your other comment. And I'm gonna fix this comment thing so I won't have to do this. That's the whole point of tonight, testing the equipment. So you said love is defined by happiness. If being single make you happy, then who can tell you differently? But at the same time, if being with someone bring you happiness, then you could love how you choose, and don't call my name like sorry. Okay, Vor, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But yeah, you're right. It is defined by happiness. I mean, you can get love from, and you can feel that type of, well, it's different type of love, of course, from a man and a woman, especially when all of the other stuff is involved. But you can get feel love from anyone. Like, I feel love from my kids, from my grandkid. So yeah, that. But yes, I would say you truly can be happy single. I mean, I'm very content and, you know, happy being single. I don't think I would ever be in a relationship again. I just don't. Sorry. Probably I would want like a companion. You stay over there in your house. We visit each other. We do things together if that's what you like. But being in something that we have to stay together and be up honor each other all the time. I don't think I can do that again. And that could be because, you know, from the things that I've been through in my relationships. And some people will say, well, that's bad. You shouldn't allow that to determine this. But that's just how it is with me. I mean, that's just how it is. I have been I have been the happiest during this time of me being single, to be honest. And men, for me, speaking for myself, in these days they have really changed. A lot of them are not looking for anything but sexual encounters. And you know a lot of people, and this is a subject that we always talk about, a lot of people, a lot of men or women too, if they see that you're doing good for yourself, and you can take care of yourself. Not saying that that's a bad thing either, because I would want someone that can take care of themselves. Some people just look for a way out or a way to get over on people. That's how I feel like the world is today. Not everybody, but that's how I feel like the world is today. So, but I've been the happiest single. I enjoy doing things alone. I don't let people shame me by saying, "Oh, you're weird for wanting to do things alone." I just find that weird that someone would even say that. Um, I think it's good therapy to do things on your own. If you're even if you're with somebody, go on a trip or go out to eat alone or something. So Candace said, but as for now, I'm scared to date men, don't want to communicate. And after so much with the man, I don't want to be bothered. Life is hard enough. I can't deal with unhealed men that want to argue all day. I won't have my kids around us. I just want to be happy. I'm not arguing with anyone anymore. And I understand what you're saying totally. Like, we can spend some time, but stay over there. I need my space. Yes. If a woman or man can enjoy their own company, that is a big flex, I think. I really think it is. That's a big flex. Wanting to argue all the time, mm-mm. I know a lot of people put that on the women, but if we're with someone and we're in a relationship and we feel like that trust is gone from our mate, then that's hurtful. Of course, we're going to nag or, beg or want to communicate about those situations. So it's going to look like we are the people that, um, you know, and some men too, but it makes it seem like we're the people that, are overreacting or what have you. So yeah, I totally see that. And then of course we don't want that around our kids, because that's like a learned um situations. Your kid will grow up thinking that this is normal because mom and dad used to do it. So this is normal. So the cycle need to be broken at some point. It need to be broken. But Candace, I can tell you, men do not communicate like us. They do not. Men do not communicate like us. Whereas some men's they do. In I guess was we don't know how to listen to men. Let me just put it that way. If I'm saying that right. Sometimes some women, something I had to learn, let me just speak for myself. Don't know how to listen to men. Men kind of speak with actions and um if they're quiet or men don't really speak like that. You have to learn how to read them to know when to communicate with them or when to not communicate with them. I think I'm saying that right. But you definitely have to be able to enjoy your own company. I just feel like you just have to be able to do things that you would normally do with a mate by yourself. That's a big flex. Being able to do all of that and love yourself and not giving a damn what nobody think about it. Just do you. Candice, you said you don't listen to. I'm scared to date kind of too, I really am. I get asked on dates a lot. I do. I'm not saying that that's, men are men. So, and I always I just I just turn it down. I don't I can't remember the last time I went on a date. Oh, yes I can. I can actually remember the last time I went on a date. But I'm not going to speak on it tonight. But it's like we go through so much as a human being, and it is hard out here. It's hard out here now with everything that is going on, and it is hard out here. It's too hard to be worrying about who John over here sleeping with. Do John love me? It's too hard. It's hard. It is too hard, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to worry about what my man is doing or any of that. It shouldn't love. That is not love. If you don't trust that person and it's like a continuous thing, it's time to just let it go. If that person is still mistreating you, and you don't see any change or anything, it's time to go. I mean, is your peace worth that? I mean, is it really worth it? That's my thing of it. It is. It's very hard. Oh, Kenny say you don't listen to me and you talk back. Well, you have to listen to them now. You do have to listen to them. If you want them to listen to you, you most definitely have to listen to what they are saying. If you, you know, be soft with them and show them that you are willing to listen, they will talk. They will open up and talk to you. They will, and then that way, you know, you both can tell each other how to what makes you feel bad or what you don't like, and come to some kind of agreement or something to coexist together. So you can't talk back. I mean, you have to listen to men. I mean, don't let them disrespect you or anything, but it's us women need to really learn how to listen to men. I mean, really. I've learned a whole lot more talking to men, being single, and learn how they think and everything. And it's totally they're easy to please. Let me just put it that way. Just don't be so hard with them. Don't talk back to them, because you said you won't date again. Why won't you date again? And I know too, when you have someone, because I know you lost your husband, and you probably can't find anybody that matched how he treated you. I'm pretty sure that could be a problem too. You can be with someone that treated you so good, and he passed away or something happened. You just can't find someone to match that. Yes, is an independent woman. We we have a bad rap too, because most we're I've heard that from a lot of men, that an independent woman is not approachable. They intimidated. I guess men are intimidated by an independent woman. I feel like some men don't know what to do with an independent woman, because there's nothing you can really do but the basic stuff. Treat her right. I mean, a lot of men are scared of independent women. But that's something, if you want to date again, Candace, I would say, you know, work on that. Work on that, because when an independent woman is have her mind set on something, then if you're a man and you're with an independent woman and she have her mind set on something, it's best to just let her do it. Some men feel like that make them less than a man. It really don't, because if we're independent, I'm an independent woman myself. If I have my mind on something, I'm going to get it done. Don't feel bad about that. I know that can cause problems in relationships too, but we are very intimidating, is what I hear. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that too, Tiffany. I'm sorry for even bringing that up if you didn't want to talk about that. So I'm sorry, but it is hard to find, if you had a good man before whatever relationship you're in. It's hard to match that. That's the biggest thing too. Don't want to risk getting hurt again, because going back into that place when you are hurt, that is a place that, and we've all been there, been hurt so bad that it just make you just not even just believe in love again. um I do believe that there's, I do believe I could love someone again, or or vice versa, but that's just something that I'm not looking for anymore. But I definitely feel you, Tiffany. Don't want to get hurt again, because it's just too much going through the pain, the depression, the hurt. I mean, it is very, very painful. I wouldn't want to go there. Right. That's what I'm saying. If you're a single parent, that that's a touchy subject too, being a single parent and having someone coming stepping in, helping you raise your kids. Some people feel like they're not obligated, and they're not really, to help you take care of your kids. But if you really love that woman or man and they have kids from a previous relationship or marriage, then you have to accept the whole package. It's not going to work if you don't, because no one in their right mind is going to choose you over their kids. So, and Candace, that is hurt. I've been told that too. When you're hurt by so many people that you made the wrong choice, I'm not gonna say so many like that, like it's a lot. But when you've been hurt by your previous relationships, it does make it hard for the next person. It really do, because your antennas are up and you're just looking for something that mimics what you went through with the last person. And that can take a toll, because some men can't handle that. Some men don't want to stick around, to help you break down that wall. So it can cause a lot of problems too. I can say the hurt have made me the woman that I am, but I think I'm a better version of me from learning from all the mistakes, including the mistakes that I made and the things that I did in those relationships as well. That's right. If you have had a man that treated you like that, that's right. He's your king. Exactly. That's a touchy subject too, Candice. I wouldn't trust any man around your girls either. Um, even family. I mean, I wouldn't do that either. It's a subject that that's a deep subject with that, but I definitely feel you with that. I would not either. The world is crazy. Not saying that every man, and women too, not saying that every man or woman is like that, but you cannot. I've made some mistakes in my relationships, because I have a daughter. She's grown now. Um, some of the things, if when I reflect back, some of the things that, and I'm trying to be careful with what I say, but um some of the things that I would have done it different. Let me just say it that way. Before bringing a man into my home, looking at some of the things that little girls and boys are going through now, I probably would have done it differently. Let me put it that way. Um, you just have to be careful with that as well. And you definitely have to get to know them. And that's why it's so scary with dating, especially when I hear people say they would rather date outside of where they stay. I would not, because you just at least it's somebody that you know or know of. Still, that doesn't mean anything either. But that's another reason it's so scary to date, with the STDs and everything going around. With people with HIV, giving it to people knowingly, that type of thing really scares me. And it really keeps my legs closed. Let me just put it that way. To, it's scary. It really is. So yeah, that's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of energy dating these days. It takes up a lot of energy, and that's some energy that I don't want to share. Being single have made me selfish. With When it comes to me, I am very, very selfish. I'm selfish with my time. I'm selfish with my space. I'm selfish with my food. So being single really have made me a selfish person when it comes to myself and my peace. Um, you need something? Sorry about that. But yeah, being single have made me very, very selfish. I'm reading your comment, Trevor. I'm sorry. I have to say, Trevor. Say it. Okay. You are absolutely speaking some facts there, Mr. Williams. I'm just going to call you Mr. Williams, okay? Yes, you are definitely speaking some facts. Um, we all have ups and downs. We all can be a little toxic. Um, we pass that along. It's like a generational curse, if you will. But it's just sad. And Mr. Williams, for the record, yeah, Candace have always been a beautiful person. Seemed like inside and out. I don't know you like that, Candace, but did we go to school together? I think we did. I'm not. I can't remember. Please don't take this as disrespect. I just can't remember those days in school when I went to high school. I do not want to remember. Those were some rough times back then. I can tell you that. So, if I don't remember if we went to school together, don't just charge it to my heart. Um, but yeah, it's just like we all been through things like that, and all of that stuff excuse me, carry over to our relationships and everything, and it causes problems, and it makes it very hard to love. I mean, it makes it hard to be loved, to allow somebody to love you. So yeah, it's pretty tough for that. Y'all, I got heartburn or something over here. So you speaking some facts, Mr. Williams. You really are. Some people don't believe that single households can really hurt your children. In some cases, I can't really speak that, but we're all just going through things in life, and all of that plays a factor in our love life, work life, all of that stuff. But you are speaking some facts. But Mr. Williams, since you are, you're speaking facts, what is nagging? What Give me an example of a woman nagging, because that seemed to be the number one thing that men hate from women. They say that we women nag too much. Don't run away. Just answer that question. And Candace, what do you think? How long do you think, like if you start dating, I talk country, y'all. If you start dating, how long would you date the man before you let him come around? How long would it take you to trust him to have around your kids? And Trevor, I got another question for you. This is a debate that I always have with men, and it's about dating. When I say the word dating, I know I just asked you, Candace, about dating or going with whatever situation that you're in. How long would it take for you to trust that person to bring them around? But Trevor, with dating, how do you feel about a woman? I'll say a woman or man, but specifically a woman dating multiple men. And I'm talking about dating, just to, let's say she have three men that she is interested in and they are interested in her. If she date all of them without having any sexual encounters, just dating them to get to know them, to see which one of these men that she's going to pick. Do you see anything wrong with that? I don't do it, but I don't see anything wrong with it. If a woman, men do it too, but I'm specifically talking about women, want to date these multiple men and then pick which one that she wants. I know I've been told that some men would say that that woman is a hoe because she's dating. If we use that dating, not anything sexual, just going on a date, getting to know these fellas and picking which one she wants. Do you see anything wrong with that? I want to know another man's take on that, because some men that I have talked to with that same question, they don't like that. They think that a woman should date one man for 3 months, let's say 3 months, and then let's say that it doesn't work out. So you wasted that 3 months when you could have been dating other people to see which one match you. I do remember, but you said I raised hell. I do remember, that was a long time ago, Mr. Williams. That was a long time ago, but I do remember some things. But you can take your time. Take your time. I know it's getting late for some of y'all too. It's getting late for me. But I do want to know the answer to that dating question, because I always have a heated debate about that, because I don't see anything wrong with a woman or a man dating multiple people. I know some women, we're kind of jealous creatures. We would probably not like that the man that we're interested in is dating multiple women, but I think it's fair. I mean, if you think about it. Okay, Candace, you said it depends on if I know him through someone or I just don't know him at all. Yeah, that's kind of a hard question. If you get to know someone and you really like them, and I don't know, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that one. Right. That's what I say, Candace. Date all of them, but just don't sleep with them. Excuse me. People gonna think that you sleep with them anyway, but I wouldn't care. But I don't see anything wrong with dating multiple people to figure out which one is more compatible with you. I don't see anything wrong with that. I understand that, Trevor. I mean, I'm sorry. I understand that, Mr. Williams. Um, I would say it's a waste of months getting to know someone, and if we completely keep sex out of it, I think that most of us will find, well, that's if you don't, is sex important when it comes to that? Because if you start having sex with someone you barely know and you're thinking about being with this person, I think sex sometimes messes that up. So that's kind of touchy situation too. You would have invested that time, and then, to me, that's like nothing come out of it. What if it doesn't work out? If it works out, okay, yes, you can say that. But what if it don't work out? I mean, you could have went with the other person. That's how I'm putting it. Because sometimes things change. I mean, ugh. But I don't think you answered the question. Oh, okay, I see. You said if she honest about her situation. Yeah, I can see that too. If she's honest, or he, I'm talking about, well, let me just speak on women. If she honest about her about the situation. Look, I'm dating, not having sex, but dating multiple men. I'm just trying to figure it out, trying to get to know each of you. And then you would have, yeah, I think she should be honest up front, and then you would have the option to say, I ain't with this, and just move on. I mean, don't call her a hoe because she's dating, not having sex, multiple men. I'm trying to read y'all's questions. I want to know what I was raising hell about. We're talking about specifically dating, like dating to find someone, to, I guess you can look at it different. Dating to find someone to be with for the rest of your life. Is it okay for that woman to date multiple men? If she say she want to smash, I mean, if she's truly looking for her mate, then she wouldn't do it. If she's truly dating just to find out who does she want to be with and which one is more compatible. Okay, I just read your comment where you said, and you asked Candace, do you let them in? No, if you're not sure about the future. That's true. You definitely have to be sure about your future together. If this man or woman want to be with you, then I definitely wouldn't let them get attached to my kids. Definitely not. But sometimes it's hard because some people are good at hiding who they really are, and then it can be months down the line or even years down the line. You meet a whole different person. Sometimes that happens. Honesty go a long way. That is something that I've learned to just be honest and let that person decide if they want to deal with you and your, whatever you have going on. Just be honest in a relationship. If I have someone approach me and say they want to get to know me or what have you, I want to know, do you just want to smash or do you want to have a relationship? And then I can choose if I want to let you smash or move on. Enough of us are not honest about what we want. Hey, Sadie. So people gonna always associate dating with sex. I know that was the whole argument. Like, it's just that word, dating. When I growing up, for me, dating was like dating, just date, go courting, going on a date, getting to know this person, not dating them, sleeping with them on the first night. I'm not gonna say one night stand relationships cannot be successful, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Cedric, people do associate dating with sex, and that's why. But women always get the harsh end. We can't do what men do when it comes to dating. We can't be out here being seen with different men going on dates or what have you and be looked at as a prize. Men can do that, but women can't. And that's a fact. I've seen that too much. You said she was smoking, getting ready for bed, but you had to take up for me. I'm not jumping on men now. I'm just speaking. If I'm jumping on men, please, no. That is so true. And that's what I truly believe. I've have learned a little bit about men and how they conversate. They don't like to communicate with words. It's actions. It's actions. And if you were going to bed, you need to go to bed. I'm about to get off in a few minutes anyway, because I need to go to bed. But yeah, women like to talk, and I can tell you that. I like to talk. And then if it's something that I feel like we need to discuss before doing anything, then we need to discuss it. And I'm going to keep on talking until I'm satisfied with the conversation in the end. That's how women are. Women like to, I'm not going to say we like to argue, but we like to be right, and we like to get the last word. Let me just put it that way. We really like to get the last word. Hey, Boo Todd, you said you're a little too honest, but my past crazy didn't mean I didn't hold my foundation down. That's true. I mean, everybody have a crazy past. I can tell you, almost everybody. We've all done some things, honey. And there's nothing wrong with, I don't believe in being too honest, because if a person can't take your honesty, then I don't know. I've been told that I just will say anything, but I've learned not to. Another thing I learned about myself, not to bite my tongue. Well, I do bite my tongue on certain things when it comes to business and stuff like that. But if a person can't take you being honest, that's a problem with them. They have a problem. Mr. Williams, that topic about we're gonna have to get onto that topic again at another time because that's a whole topic about loving somebody and their sex is trash. That's we're gonna have to make that a segment. Cedric, you said that real men can't do that either. Are you talking about the dating, associating dating with sex? Hey Antonio, it's a couple of it's a couple of men. Don't come on here with your stuff today, okay? But how you doing? Cedric, I know. No, we can't always have the last word. And that is the problem. That's some of our problem. We can't have the last word because some men, most men don't like to argue. Now, almost every man that I've dealt with, they don't like to argue. A man, period, I don't think, and the men that's on here, um, they don't like to argue. So when we don't get that last word, it just does something to us. Right, Bootard, yes. Right, until you go to sleep. We can be some I'm gonna be nice to us women too, but we can be hell on wheels women. We really can. Listen to your men, ladies. Listen to the men. They're important too when it comes to conversation. Sometimes they don't like to talk, but listen to them. Listen to the men. Yeah, yeah. We want to be heard sometimes too, Antonio. Because I know you about to be on one. I know you about to be on one. Calvin, Bootar, what you talking about? Don't play with your job. Your woman be playing with your job? Mr. Williams, hot damn, there you go. Let me be an asshole with a serious joke. God say the man is the head, but as a woman, you learn that if you submit to each other, then your will show through his actions and words. And the last word is just selfishness. That is kind of selfish, but that's just that's women's nature. I'm sorry, women. I'm not talking about us, but y'all know that we have to have the last word. We just have to have the last word. We just do. But what are you talking So, Calvin, Bhutar, are you saying that your job is because you said you can watch her play with the rose? What are you talking about? Oh my God. And Antonio, I know that tells you a lot when you watch a woman and her patterns and what they do. Because sometimes the words that come out of our mouth is not going to match, in some cases, not speaking in some cases. Some of the things that come out of our mouth is not going to match our actions or patterns when we're into something that we can't win. So, Butard, did she tap you and wake you up while she was playing with her rose or something? Are you elaborate? What are you talking about? Okay, Mr. Anderson said, I think in today's time, society wants men to look at every single thing through the lens of a woman and then complain about there's no real men. There's a clear attack on masculinity. I didn't say that right. We don't move like women and never will. If we did, you wouldn't even want us. So those are straight facts. Yeah, I can agree with that, but I can't say that um I don't think society really want men to look through. Well, I don't know. That's kind of an iffy thing with me. Um the world have really trained us women to look at a man for um and I'm trying to be careful with my words. Um I guess society have made women feel like the man is supposed to be, like Trevor said, the head of things. And that's what we look for when we look at a man. And some men, I think we have to unlearn that. And some men, they just it's okay to be what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't say it's an attack on your masculinity, but of course you're not gonna move like a woman. I wouldn't want a man to move like that, but like you just said, but we do need to change that. It's just something that women have learned, watching excuse me, watching how the society is. Don't get him started, Trevor. But that would be another topic too, Antonio, about that, about how society think a man should, what's the word, cater to a woman or um, bow down to a woman or what have you. That's for a deeper conversation. So you saying a woman can cheat, send a man to jail, and society would do everything possible to find a reason to justify it. I can't fully agree with that, but I can see your point with that because when a woman cheat, let's take the Megan. Well, I don't even like to talk about the celebrities, but when a woman cheat, they feel bad as if oh, he cheated on you, who he ain't shit, and all this and that. Send him to jail. Now I'm not going to agree with that because what did you do for somebody to see? You can't go to jail for nothing. You know, we probably have a lot of mouth to make a man want to hit us in the mouth, but you can't just go putting your hand on anybody and not expect not to go to jail. So I wouldn't use that, sending them to jail part in it. But I do get that, even in movies they portray that. So I do get that, Antonio. Not act like she sleep. Grab his eyes. Mr. Williams, let Boutard go to sleep. Oh God. Mr. Williams, you're right. No, the average household cannot be ran without multiple efforts or income. It can, but it's hard. But you said, okay, let me read what you said. You said these days are old or over. It's really not. It's still some of that old love out there. You said, remembrance is still alive. The average household can't be ran without a joint effort, but these new hoes think pussy is raw space gold. So they want to be new era with old things values. Please elaborate. Elaborate that last part. No, you're not wrong about that, Antonio. Antonio said many black men are in jail right now simply because folks believed all women. No, you're not wrong because there are some men in jail because of what a woman said, but um, you're definitely not wrong about that. Uh, but that's just a touchy situation there. There's a touchy subject when it comes to that because you can't blame the woman for the man being in jail. Something had, I mean, it's a lot of people in jail that don't need to be there because of a crime that they didn't commit. But I understand what you're saying. You said believed all women. I- You have to show me some statistics on that. What are the traditional things? Because what cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, traditional. Do y'all want to get like really traditional? And these days, women have to work too, and then men expect us to come home from 8 hours a day or more, cook, clean, take care of the kids, you know, and then take care of you. So is the traditional is out. Period. There's no traditional um relationships or traditional things like that. It's out, especially these days, unless statistics. I really want to see some statistics. Y'all are crazy. And you talking about want traditional men? Are they doing traditional things? What are traditional things? Because traditional, there's no traditional when the woman have to work. Y'all have to take that in consideration. If we're working 8 hours a day, and we're coming home, you expect supper on the table. You expect the kids to be in the bed, fed. Not to mention helping them with homework because the schools don't do it anymore. And then you want us to satisfy you? I mean, come on, that's not traditional. So Butard said, yes, I've dated for different states. I've stayed alone, but some women stay and don't want to leave after they cheat. Men too. Traditional things. What traditional things do women desire? Well, I mean, we want to come home. Well, traditional, if from what I've learned, not saying that it's right or wrong, back then, our grandmothers, they stayed at home while the man worked brought her, let her handle the kids, bills, and all this and that. They stayed at home. They took care of home, and they took care of their men. To me, that's traditional. That's traditional to me. We can't compare that to today's, because there's no traditional nowadays. But that's traditional to me. Not saying that I would want that. Back in that time, I probably would, but that's traditional to me. The woman staying at home, taking care of the kids, taking care of her husband, making sure the house is straight, and the man working and taking care of everything, money wise, and taking care of what he need to do at that home. That's traditional to me. Not saying that's what I know as being traditional. Not saying that I experienced that. Well, yes, I did. I did experience that with my first marriage, but I was young. So that could have played some factors, but I did not have to work. You know, it was, to me, that felt more traditional than today's, what some people look for, I guess you can say. Antonio, yeah, you definitely should. Provide and protect, but especially protect, of course. But now these days, it should be vice versa when it comes to, you know, providing. But of course, you should provide and protect. Mr. Williams, yes, that welfare thing, especially with black people, yeah, really broke up or helped break up a lot of homes, and that's definitely a different, that's a deeper conversation too. I agree with that, Mr. Williams. Yeah, food is a shared task. If we both work, let's be real. Yeah, of course. That's what I'm saying. When does it? That's not. But that's not traditional though. If both of you work, well, nowadays, if you with somebody, both of you work, take care of the household, it have to be shared. So what is traditional? I mean, when it comes to that, that's not traditional. Back, if you want to say back then, or you could say it's the new traditional. Wait a minute. Mr. Anderson, Antonio, most of y'all are not doing all of what I said about cooking, cleaning, and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. Boots I know how to handle answer for that. Oh Lord. Okay, Mr. Williams, I agree. But I want to know the answer to Mr. Anderson. He said that most of y'all are not doing all of what you talking about: cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, working 8, sometimes 12 hours a day. Most of us women, and I'm gonna speak up for the women on this one, because most of us are doing that because we don't have a choice to do that these days, because we don't have a partner um to help with these things. So most women are doing all of that, if that's what you're talking about. Now see, I didn't say that, but look, if I had a good man at home, even with me working, because everybody know that I love to cook. That's just me. I would have that man a cooked meal. I would do anything I needed to do, and I would take care of him in that way. Yeah, there are some women out here that still do that. There really are. We're just inside. We've been hurt so many times that we don't want to share that with anybody else. There's a lot of us and that do still do that. There you go. See, that's right. Wait a Oh God. What you mean? What happened to the partner? You, I don't know what happened to the partner. I don't know. But there are still women out. There are still women out there that do that and have no problem with taking care of home and taking care of their men and still, we're here. We're here. We just don't want to be hurt again. Miss Celia in the color purple. Okay. Yeah, there are. Mr. Williams, you are absolutely right. In some other countries, they still have, some men do have multiple wives, but they can take care of those wives in their culture. And we do outnumber y'all. So, yeah, that is, I agree. Butar, what's the question? I can't see some of these. What question you want me to answer? So yeah, I didn't see your question. What was the question? Antonio, I know. I mean, I understand that. But, it's more women. We've been hurt more than men. Trevor, now you okay. You said, okay. If you was president and you had to push the red button, would you if 1,000 kids would die? No, I would not push the button if 1,000 kids would die if I was president. No. But I know there's something else behind that question. So you said men that came in with everything, why she won't leave? Are you saying that in a relationship, if the man came with everything, like the house and everything, she just basically just came in and she won't leave? Why she won't leave? Why do you want her to leave? This what happened? Why do you want her to leave? Are you talking about if she cheat and you came with everything is yours and she won't leave? Because she probably don't have anywhere to go. I mean, she don't have anywhere to go. Now the fixing the man play, Antonio. Now that is just totally ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If you're married, that man's plate should be fixed first. That's how if that's what you're talking about. That's how I'm not gonna say that's how I was raised, but that's what I grew up around. So that's what I do. If you got a man in of the house and that man bought that food, You best to get him a plate first. You fix him a plate first, especially if you're married. I guess I say women been hurt more because I guess we show our hurt more and it's out there. They go to social media or they how women are. So I'm going by that. If she's the one don't love you anymore, are you saying if she don't love you anymore, why is she still there? I say put her out. Get you a eviction notice and put her ass out. If she don't love you anymore, I wouldn't let her stay in my house and use me. But that's how you get married. Oh, you saying that's why men go to jail because she won't leave. So you shouldn't put your hands on her or anything because she won't leave. I mean, there are other ways to get her to leave. I mean, I can't see me being a woman wanting to stay somewhere where I know I'm not in love with that person or what have you. I don't care if I have nowhere to go or not. I wouldn't stay there. No, it's not a good source. I wouldn't, Butard, I wouldn't say that that's a reason. You should never put your hand on someone. Um, you know, there's other ways besides violence to get her to leave. You're not talking about your situation now, are you? Now I don't want you to be talking about your partner and you know causing more problems. Some men go to jail because they make the wrong decisions. Now I know women, we talk too much, we don't listen, we can hit below the belt. It makes you want to, beat us up or what have you, or do something that may land you in jail. So you just have to learn how to keep your cool with the woman and walk away. That will make us a little bit madder, but you just have to just walk away. Okay, okay. Antonio said, "Quit buying her crab legs, and that and she'll leave." See, you see the little comments like that. What does that mean? So you being funny when you say, "Quit buying her crab legs, and she'll leave." Oh my god, y'all are crazy. The hell you say? I wouldn't pay the bills if the police come and put me out. I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay the bills. If you can, just find somewhere else to stay. And if she can pay the bills, if she can't pay the bills, then she'll eventually get put out herself. But now with laws, I don't think they can make you leave unless, or whoever you're talking about, or just speaking in general, you can't make them leave. Um, there's rules to that. You can't make someone leave their house. Yes, a woman should go to jail if she hit a man. Yes. Yes, a woman. Back in my teenage days, I went to jail for hitting a man. I hit him and I tore up his car and he put my ass in jail. Yeah, I did overnight. He came and got me out the next day. He just wanted to teach me a lesson. But yes, if a woman hit a man, she should most definitely go to jail unless she is hitting him in self-defense. That's what I'm Butard, that's what I may turn this into, but I want to do like a blind date dating game for singles. But I like to talk, I like to do stuff like this. So I may keep it like this on top of the game situation. If I get enough single men, I know the women outnumber the men, but I do have a couple of ladies that are interested. So if I get at least two or three more men by June the 18th, then that's what I'm trying to start a show like that. Oh, the judge made you leave. You know what? That's why I have to blow my breath at your ass. But yes, that was I was young. I think I was 19 or 20. Yeah, I did. I hit him and I think I did something to his car and he put me in jail. So yeah, a woman should go to jail. But I wasn't mad at him for putting me in jail because I hit him, tried to kill him, but I went to jail. So no one should put their hands on anybody in a relationship. If you're experiencing that, get out of that relationship. If you have kids that see you going through that, get out of that relationship. I did have a man that hit me one time, and he got hit back with one of those old phones, the one you have to the rotary phones. He didn't do it again, but he did go to jail because he bruised me up. Ain't nobody single that gay. What? Well, it's okay to be gay if they're looking for love. We don't discriminate over here. It can be a woman looking for a woman, a man looking for a man, as long as they're single and no drama. Yes, I tried to kill him because he hit me. So yeah, if you had one of those big phones, those big heavy phones that we had to dial with the circle thing, yeah, he wore that on his head. You know, he did. Yes, I tried to kill him at that time. This was back in my day, and he put before somebody take this and run with it. He hit me, so I hit him back. You might be right about that. There's no men. I did have a couple of men reach out, but they wanted to remain they want to remain anonymous, and I don't think they no. So it is kind of hard getting men. I hope I get at least one to do one segment. I just don't think a lot of people are comfortable with that. You make me sick. No, I won't throw hot grits on anybody. That's true. You're absolutely right. That's the whole thing with it. Everyone is about everyone. That's why what we said earlier about dating and being content with being single, and it's just a lot of BS in the streets right now. It's not safe. For one, it's not safe. It is totally not safe. I want to know how y'all feel about if you do get in a relationship, if y'all are single on here. Um, how would y'all feel if that person wanted you to go get tested for STDs before y'all start dating? I respect that. I would do that. That's one of my fears because you just never know. Nobody's gonna be um what's the word I'm looking for? Truthful about their status. Hilltop. Oh my God. Butar, you know everything. The hilltop, I'm telling you. That what you talking about? Because you probably do remember that. Because I stayed in the hilltop when that happened. But I hope some of y'all men, if you're watching, I know some of y'all watching and not clicking on it. Don't be afraid. If you're looking, you may find your soulmate. You may find your soulmate. Just a couple of men to participate that is not afraid to try this little series that I want to get going. I can't even lie. Some women are that shallow. So yeah, some some women are that shallow. But men should be themselves. I mean, there's somebody for everybody. If you're broke, you shouldn't even be worrying about dating anyway. You need to be, you know, not talking about broke men, but if I don't have my financial situation right, then there's no way I'm gonna thinking about going on a date or getting to know nobody until I get myself situated. Shut up, Antonio. It's not a trap. I'm reading your comment, Mr. Williams. Straight facts there. Yeah, you did. But I don't think he was talking about himself. He said he wasn't talking about himself. But most definitely. But I wouldn't fully say when you said a lot of men are being raised by women. I've known some women that have raised some good men as far as emotionally and not many. Did somebody raise their comment? I think I reported somebody comment by mistake. I don't know. I was trying to read it. But Butard, don't choke her. Don't listen to Mr. Williams. You don't want to end up back up in jail. That's true. But that's how shallow some women are. If a dude don't have money, Antonio, did you put if you put a comment, I think I erased it by mistake. But some women are so shallow, if they don't have enough money, if they are not wearing the most expensive shoes or what have you, they think that they don't want them. And sometimes they can be wearing that expensive stuff and not have anything because some people, I'm not going to say all men on this on that, but some people like to portray like they have it all and they don't. So that's why I don't care about money or how much money you have or anything like that. Be able to take care of yourself now. But I'm not that shallow. So most women are. Don't listen to him. Most not all women, Antonio. No. Six figures ain't nothing but the debt. And that woman, she better be making six figures herself, and more than half the time she's probably not. I can agree with you, Boutard. I can agree with you, Antonio. There's a lot of shallow people, and that's the sad part. That X out a lot of things when it comes to relationships too. It is a lot of shallow people. It is. It really is, and it's kind of sad. Exactly. That's right, Mr. Williams. It does not matter if you with that person and that person into you and you into that person. Y'all can have a little picnic somewhere. That's better than any fancy restaurants. That's way better. It's way better. It's more intimate. It says a lot for me. Can't speak for most women because most women like to be taking the Ruth Chris and all this stuff, and most women like that. But for me, a picnic, a walk in the park, that says way more than spending $200-300 for a damn meal just to say, I took my woman here. I don't like that stuff like that. Exactly, that part. If you can't take yourself to a five-star restaurant, why expect that man to do that? That's that's being delusional, ladies. And some men too, but I'm not gonna jump on you ladies, but that's being delusional. Some women. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I want people to think I'm down in us women because I'm not. Y'all know it. It is, and a lot of people would be after that, but no, that doesn't mean you broke. What kind of if you said Antonio said you ask many women to ask wait a minute, you ask many women to meet you for a coffee date or a walk in the park, you'll get blocked. That's just the world. Some women like that, some women don't. But I can tell you most women genuinely would probably not block you for that. Most women, some women like that. A good woman. Exactly. I I wouldn't call it checking women. I'm not checking women. Women know. Most women know that no. I'm not trying to check a woman. Okay. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not doing that. But I'm just saying, if you can't take yourself on a date yourself to a five-star restaurant, do not expect that man to do that. That's wrong. I mean, that's come on now. If you I feel like if a woman is expecting a man to do all of this, like getting her nails done, getting her hair done, all that, you should be able to do that yourself too. I'm not tiptoeing around it. I've been around enough women to know that. So I don't know. I mean, no, I don't date women. So I don't know. I don't know what men experience in that department. I'm just telling you, speaking on my own behalf. Let me speak on my behalf. No. Mm-mm. And that's sad though. That really is sad. Sometimes I get what men be talking about when they say that. So, but it is kind of wrong for us women to expect a man to take us to do these lavish things for us and we can't do them ourselves. Now, but that's a whole nother different conversation. Mr. Williams said, check your approach, Mr. Anderson. Good night, Mr. Williams. Till next time. Okay, I'm not tiptoeing. I mean, that's how it is. Women. I ain't trying to check y'all or nothing, but the, that's a go brainer. I mean, if you can't take yourself out on those types of dates, don't expect a man to take you out on those types of dates. And coffee is not cheap. It's not. Coffee is not cheap. But y'all, it is after 11. I didn't expect to go this long. I was really looking for some more men to join the dating show again. I want to air it on June the 18th. And don't be afraid. Just come on. Come on. I just need like 2 more men. So I appreciate the engagement tonight. Y'all are something serious. Thank you, men, for your input. Thank you, Candace, for your input. Um, thank everybody that came on. Bootar with your crazy self. Thank you. I love you, boy. But listen, I'm gonna get off now. So y'all have a good night. I really enjoyed talking to y'all. Antonio, you go ahead and find me at least 2 men to come on my dating show, okay? Y'all have a good night.